Welcome to yet another podcast from Claim Your Mind, the podcast where we get inspired by trending news and geopolitical events around us. The events that we translate into real life lessons for your personal and professional growth. Today's podcast is inspired by a much debated event related to USAID allegedly financing the Indian elections. We will today analyze this event and highlight the importance of governance in running a business and a country. We'll also deep dive into actionable mechanisms to promote sustainable governance. So be patient and hang tight. Let's all remember, governance isn't fancy accessory like a Gucci bag or an Armani suit or a Mont Blanc pen. It's a foundation of trust, leadership and progress in every sphere of life. Now please allow me to start with asking you, would you allow your neighbor to financially fund and interfere in promoting collaborative decision making amongst your family members? Also think, why would your neighbor be interested in spending money and time to promote relationships amongst your family members? Would you not be shocked and furious if someone outside your home had the power to dictate how your family should behave and function? Would you not feel helpless, shocked and out of control? Now, let us apply the same logic to the USAID funding of Indian elections. Can you even imagine alleged external influence to impact voter turnout in India with $21 million funding? Is a democracy so fragile and so weak that it needs external funding to sustain and survive? Just imagine powerful external entities funding and influencing systems that govern future of our country, future of our society, our future and future of our kids. You must seriously think about what else can they control. Your jobs, your freedom, your destiny, your mind. Possibilities are endless. I do not blame or question the government of India for receiving the aid, and if at all they received it. However, I do question the agency that provided the finances. What was on it for them? Why did they do it? How do they benefit? Was their interest purely divine, or was there a deeper motive at play? Remember a saying that originated in USA during the late 1800s. There are no free lunches in life. So let me ask, what changed now? In governance, as in business, trust is the currency that keeps the system alive. But when external forces, corporations, financial interests or hidden stakeholders hold the strings, what happens to that trust? Today we are breaking down why governance matters, why democracy isn't just a political ideal but a business lesson, and a lesson in how organizations and societies are shaped by the same rule of influence and control. Let's go. Lesson 1. Governance is not just politics, it's continued display of ethical behavior. Look around. Look at any successful organization that has survived through the centuries, and that too with respect. Now imagine a leader who prioritizes profits over ethics, and such leader will eventually lose both, and in the process he'll end up harming interest of all stakeholders who trusted this leader. When the ship sinks, it's not only the captain who goes down with it. Several lives too perish with him. Governance isn't about control and compliance only, it's about safeguarding trust, safeguarding the interest of the ultimate customer. That's we, the people of India. In a society, elected governments and institutions serve that role. When we talk about $21 million influencing voter behavior, we are not just discussing elections, we are talking about strategic influence on systems at a grassroots level. If key players and influencers in any system can be swayed by financial interest, the consequences will be felt by the people they serve. The tremors will be felt for eternity, running through the generation. Just like in business, if decision making is dictated by hidden investors, you, the small-time investors and the employees, will pay the ultimate price. Remember, in your organization, your career, your community, whoever funds the decisions controls the decisions. And if you're not part of that conversation, well, my friends, sad to say, you're simply being managed, and that too unknowingly. Lesson 2. Trust and collaborations are earned, not bought. Let's be real. Trust in governance is like a brand's reputation. Would you buy a product from a company known for misleading its customers? No. But large systems expect and demand continued loyalty even when transparency is lacking. Effective governance thrives on transparency. Organizations thrive on accountability. If trust erodes in either, the system collapses. The $21 million controversy raises an even bigger question. Are we making informed choices, or we merely being sold? A narrative in name of aid and development? Are we the people of India merely consumers in a large system designed to maintain control on our country and our future and future of our generations to come? Good governance cannot be something that is paid for or promoted through marketing campaigns. It has to be embraced by the larger population as a shared responsibility. Just as a company fosters a culture of integrity rather than relying on advertisements to convince its employees to be ethical, governance must be practiced in daily actions rather than simply promoted for participation. In business, we conduct due diligence, conflict of interest, and independence checks on our clients and vendors alike before we engage with them. Shouldn't we, the responsible participants in society, be doing the same for the systems that impact us? Lesson 3. Democratic principles are no different from ethical business behavior. The best organizations succeed when the people feel heard. The most effective systems function when they represent the interests of those they serve. Both thrive on engagement, feedback, and participation. Would you trust a manager who takes orders from an external competitor? No. Then why accept systems that allow external influence to shape crucial decisions? If you won't allow someone else to control your career growth, why allow unknown forces to dictate the future of your country and community? Accountability is not optional, it's survival. Whether in business or governance, leadership must be answerable to those it serves, not to those who secretly fund it. The real strength of a system does not come from how well it is marketed, but from how well the principle of good governance are embedded into everyday decision making by the people in charge. Let's make one thing clear: trust isn't a free commodity, it's earned, and once lost, it's nearly impossible to regain. Whether in governance, business, or everyday life, transparency is the backbone of sustainable success. So next time you hear about money influencing decision making, ask yourself, would you let an outsider invest in your company just so they could control you? Then why let it happen in the system that affects you? Governance is leadership. Leadership is trust. Trust is power. And the power, when misused, leads to catastrophic collapse. The question isn't whether democracy and business are connected. The question is who is influencing and deciding our future, making the decisions, and who's just being managed. Think, and think clearly. Good governance isn't a slogan or a campaign, it's a practice that must be upheld every single moment by every single individual of our country and companies to survive and thrive. Stay aware, stay in control. This is Sid signing off from Claim Your Mind. Good luck.